Here's the Piagetian idea. Child occupies a circumscribed domain of knowledge. The child applies that domain of knowledge to the world. Generally that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Something unexpected happens. Okay. And that unexpected thing can be of different cataclysmic significance, let's say. If it's too overwhelming, the child will just cry. And then the parent comes in and fixes up the anomalous thing. But the child's investigating and playing, you know, pushes his food off the table or pushes his spoon off the table and watches it fall. And is playing, and he's playing at the edge of order and chaos, trying to expand his knowledge domains at the rate that is most palatable to him, we'll say. So what's happening precisely? Well, you can say that the child is in a specific place and is doing a specific thing with a specific outcome, or you can generalize from that and you can say, well, the child is occupying a structure, a cognitive structure. And there's that which is outside the cognitive structure. And then you might say, well, how do you conceptualize that which is outside the cognitive structure? And the answer to that is, you can't, because it's outside the cognitive structure. But it still exists. And so here's a way of conceptualizing it. What's outside the cognitive structure is latent information. It's a domain of latent information. And information means information, right? And so what you're trying to do when you go beyond your knowledge structure is to look for new regularities in the environment that you can map and incorporate them into your structure. But that domain of latent information, that's chaos itself. And that's what's symbolized by the dragon of chaos. That's why it's predator, multidimensional predator, plus thing that holds treasure at the same time. Because in order for us to guard ourselves, here's a way of thinking about it. In order for us to guard ourselves properly against the eternal existence of the absolute unknown, we had to conceptualize it first. I can say absolute unknown. It's like, well, God, you think that's such a strange category. It's the category of all things that have not yet been categorized. It's like zero, you know, it's like the antithesis of zero. It took people a long time to come up with the idea of zero. It's the category that contains nothing. Well, what do you need a category like that for? Well, to do mathematics, as it turns out. This category is the category of all things that have not yet been mastered. And your job is to be a master of the category of all things that have not yet been mastered. And you're not going to do that till you can conceptualize it. You conceptualize it with the gold hoarding meta predator, because that's your opponent. And your job is to know how to confront that continually and to extract out from it what it holds as value. And that's the permanent solution to the problem, because it's never going to go away, right? It's an eternal thing. All you can do is master it the same way that a surfer masters a wave. You master it in the process of mastering it. There's no solution to the problem except the solution of continual mastery.